Go. Okay. Hey, good morning. Tuesday morning transformation TMT. How do you like that? And what are we talking about today? This book is your life story. Isn't that fascinating? Let's take a look at your life story, shall we? So we open this book. Man, look at all this stuff. These are all the things that happen in your life. Here's when you're a kid. Here's when you're a teenager. Here's your first relationship. Here's college. Oh my God, I got married. How'd that happen? And then, oops, got a divorce, and then got a new job, and God, that didn't work out so well, and all of a sudden what is all this stuff? Look at all this story. And I'm going to be 57, so this book's kind of long. So look at this pain and pleasure and emotion and all this stuff. And guess what? There's a guy, Jim Quick, he teaches you really how to enhance your brain function. One of his quotes is, all behavior is belief. So when we look at all these pages, our life story, what do we believe? Do we believe that our identity are these conditions? How many times have you heard the mantra, I am who I am because of what I've been through, right? Well, if that's actually true, then your identity is all about the things outside you. Right now, our identity are things that happen to us rather than happening for us. And when we do that, our belief system is tied to our past. What's that mean? We just close the door on the cell of our prison cell, and now we keep repeating our past. When in reality, what really happened? Now, Joel Osteen tells a story. This is a metaphor, obviously. This rich guy is in his backyard, has a party, a bunch of people. He's got a pool full of sharks and alligators. He said, anybody that can swim across that pool, you get to the other side, then I'll give you anything you want. All of a sudden, he turns around. Some guy is frantically swimming around the pool, over the alligators, away from the sharks, flies out the other side. The rich guy goes up to him and says, man, you are the most courageous person I know. What do you want? I'll give you anything. He says, I want one thing. The name of the guy who pushed me in the pool. Right? How many times have we been pushed in the pool? How many people have been pushed several times in the pool? Right? But if you're here, it means you made it through. So the reality is, how do we write a new story? Let's look at this right here. Okay, where's our new story? It's right here. So right now, what do we get to write? What new story are you willing to write? Because look, this is all about what's possible right here. This is our new story. So right now, right now we get to write a new story. So how do we do that? Well, let's change our belief system, because if this is our belief system, then we may have to change that belief system to be able to create something totally cool and fulfill our soul purpose. So you are a spirit on a soul journey. That's a great belief to start with, great reference point. But let's go to the 4 subconscious beliefs. Number 1, you're a spiritual being first. What's that mean? All conditions outside of us, our reference point is from the inside out. What's the second belief? The universe has intention, meaning everything in our life happened because it's taking us to the next level of our soul purpose. What's the third one? God always has our best. What's that mean? No matter what happens, there's always a gift. And we can go through it. When we go through it, there's always a gift on the other side. Everybody knows that, right? In every challenge, there's always a gift. Do you look for the gift? Number 4 is you will fulfill your soul purpose. So no matter what all this is just leading us along the path so we can do this right now. How cool is that? So what are we going to do? Well, let's have another belief system. Let's look at this. And we have Philippians 3:13. Forgetting the things which are behind. What's that? Look at all this. Now, we don't forget, eliminate from our memory, because they're facts in our past. But we release the emotion on it. So we forget the things that are behind. What do? We reach forward. What direction? We reach forward to what's possible. Reach forward to the things which are ahead. See, we forget all this. We release the emotion. We have a gift. And we reach for this. That's how we begin to write a new story. Well, how do you do that? Rejoice in the Lord always. Always rejoice. Come back to joy. Philippians 4:6. Be anxious for nothing. What's that mean? Be anxious for no thing. That means anything outside of yourself. You don't have to be anxious. Why? Because all things are temporary. It's going to pass, right? In everything. One thing? So be anxious for no thing, but in everything by prayer and supplication and thanksgiving. What's that mean? Praise. That's the key. How do you write a new story? Through praise. Are you willing to praise in the challenging times as much as you're willing to praise in the good times? Right? Most of the time, what do? We beg in the challenging times. We're not praising. We beg, God, get me out of this. Right? And then we praise in the good times. So be anxious for nothing. Pray with thanksgiving. Let your requests be known in the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding. I mean, I don't have to know how this is going to work. Sometimes the best strategy is to just wait. You know, I remember years ago, about 15 years ago, my wife at the time, we were having this argument. I went, man, God, what should I do? Because I was already married and divorced once. I'm going to do what you tell me to do. And I got this vision. This voice said, just relax. In 2 years, it won't matter. And I'm like, what? And I thought, is she going to die? I had a vision of me walking down the sidewalk of the town we lived in, but I was walking by myself. About a month later, in the same situation, I prayed to God, tell me what to do, God. And he said, out loud, like I'm talking to you, just relax. In 2 years, it won't matter. I got the same vision of me walking down the sidewalk by myself, but I wasn't divorced. And I said, is she going to die? And no answer. 2 weeks later, she came back, came home with a lump in her breast. 18 months later, she passed away with breast cancer. Sometimes we just need to wait, and we need to praise. But if I didn't go through that and watch her take her last breath, I wouldn't know the level of unconditional love that I know now. So the hardest time also came the greatest gift. And if it wasn't for that and the process since then, we wouldn't be here doing Tuesday morning TMT with you today. So what story are you going to write? In Joshua 6:20, God tells him the Israelites want to take over Jericho, and he says, walk around the walls. You know, Jericho is surrounded by these huge walls, right? They're impenetrable. Walk around the wall 7 times and shout. So the Israelites are shouting, the priests are playing trumpets. 7th time around, the walls crumble. So do you praise after the walls crumble? Or do you praise while the walls are still there? Because when you praise when they're still there, life always gets better. So let's write our new story. Let's fulfill our soul purpose. Let's do it with joy and peace. And certainly let's praise. Thanks. Love you guys.